This podcast may contain soy. And welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Alex, and to my right, he thought the Whole30 was spelled H-O-L-E. So he spent the whole month only eating bagels, donuts, and fudge-striped cookies. Andrew.
Whole30, easiest diet of my life.
Oh, no. And to my left, he's been quoted saying, "You are what you eat. And that's why I'm going nuts." Chris.
Oh, I'm nuts, baby.
Love it.
So, what is I Need a Hobby? The folks are clamoring at home. What is this, a food podcast?
I wish.
Well, this week, yes. This is a podcast about challenges, hobbies, and even activities. Andrew, Chris, and myself, Alex, will do a different challenge, hobby, and activity every week, and then we'll podcast about it. Yeah. We work during the 9 to 5. But hey, this is about the 5 to 9. Sit back, relax. What do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty solid intro.
Yeah, it reminded me of this weekend when we'll save for the next episode, I guess, but that pumpkin you carved that was on our Instagram story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scares
you
me
see
just
that, Chris?
thinking about
It was the 9 to 5. It was, whoa.
All right, we'll save it for the podcast. Save it for the pumpkin
Pretty
carving
spooky.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
This week's episode, I guess it could be about pumpkins.
There are some pumpkins involved. Sure.
The Whole30. But first, you guys have anything going on before we get into the topic?
Not much. There's kind of a torrential downpour going on.
That's
right
true.
Now. It's a little scary.
It was a little scary. It happened like literally as we were getting out of the car.
I'd say one funny moment
studio.
that happened, which I think was like an awkward situation. I'm sure someone can relate to. I pulled up right behind Alex.
Yep, same car even.
Pulled up to the studio. We're waiting on Andrew, and it's raining. Normally, if it's nice out, you just go outside and
we would have hung
talk
out
for a little bit. Just
well, first of all, I didn't even know you were behind me at first.
Yeah.
And then I looked up in my mirror and I saw lights. So I don't know how long you were there for. Could have been a minute. Could have been a second.
I'd say it was probably about 45 seconds where I was sitting just thinking I
feel violated.
I wanted to talk to Alex, but I couldn't. So I went into his car.
It was like as I was getting out of the car too. So we could have done like I could have gotten out, looked back at your car, and been like, "Who drove this mysterious car here, ghost car?" You could have gotten into my car just in time to not see me in it as the door closed, and been like, "Who drove this mysterious ghost car?"
I feel like that's like a Scooby-Doo plot or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, write that down.
Maybe I should watch Scooby-Doo again.
And then I took the mask off and just me underneath, just as spooky.
Even funner because me and you have, I think we've said it before, literally the same car.
Same car. So I might have thought, or like when you got in my car, you might have thought like, "Oh, did I just black? Oh, I'm in the passenger seat.
Wait,
what? This is my car. What's happening?"
Yeah.
Well, we must have already recorded. Tried to drive home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
This
is in England.
Get a call from Andrew.
That's where all that scary stuff happens in torrential downpours. You know.
Yeah, that's when it happens.
That's where all the Scooby-Doo plots start.
You never see a scary movie when it starts with like, "Hey, we got a good week,"
Actually, I
it's always like fog ridden.
I think that is sometimes in horror movies though. It's like, wow, let's just go camping.
That's
it's a beautiful
true.
day.
It's like unexpected bad weather.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like, oh, it's raining.
No, but like that's the thing.
Weather didn't say
something always happens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you never get like your throat slashed as you're like looking at a clear blue sky.
All of a sudden, freaking your doll Chucky is starting to
No.
Chucky.
You ever watch those movies at like
I was just
middle
thinking,
school sleepovers? That was like insane.
I never saw any like classic scary movies. And it's far too late now because there's no way Chucky's going to be scary for me. I'm a man.
No, well, I feel like there was just a set list of stuff you would watch at like middle school sleepovers. It was like WWE,
Adult Swim,
late night
TV, and like Chucky or some stupid scary movie that is not scary.
I don't remember ever watching very scary movies. Definitely Adult Swim. Did you say WWE?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sunday
I
Night
must have missed
Raw.
that.
What wasn't that during the week usually? I don't know. I was a fan of that.
It was like
Monday.
Maybe I feel like they just turned on Spike. You know that channel Spike
TV,
and whatever was on.
Spike.
It was like, dude. Yeah,
that's like the man, that's like the man. That's like the Dr. Pepper 10 of TV channels.
You remember that show, Pros vs. Joes?
Yeah, we did watch that show.
That was a good show.
That was a good show.
That's got to be on Spike TV, right?
Yeah, it must have been.
Did you guys watch Slam Ball?
Oh yeah,
no,
that was a
big
good show on
Slam
Spike
Ball
TV.
We should do that sometime.
Chris used to watch Cops.
I still watch Cops.
Okay.
No
Isn't that
joke, I watch
sad?
it. Well, I've moved on to.
Why would that be sad?
The show is sad. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's
My
strange
life
that
is
Chris
sad, all right?
gets pleasure out of watching these people. Like, there's no like,
I guess that
there's
is
no
true.
central plot. Like, it's literally like you meet these people for like 3 minutes and then they
Yeah.
get arrested and they probably are not doing well.
Pretty
It's like the
mindless.
exact
I'm a fan.
opposite of America's Funniest Home Videos. It's just like very upsetting, but
true.
still, it's got Tom Cavanaugh like busting jokes.
I've moved on to. There's a new show, Live PD. Have you guys seen
Oh
that?
no, what's that? Is
It's-
that on True TV?
Probably.
Ugh.
It's cops, but it's live. So it's like they like follow like 6 different cops, and then there's like a like a guy back in the studio, just
Yeah, probably.
like, all right, we're shooting you over to Florida. It looks like something's
Like
going
NFL
on.
Red Zone.
Yeah, literally like NFL Red Zone. And it's like I like this one more because it's like a lot more. This just sounds lame, mundane. Like it's just a lot like.
Yeah,
it's like,
no, that is better.
Yeah, he really did just take your wrong
This
turn.
guy locked his keys in his car. Do you think it's real? Like, I feel like a lot of True TV shows like that, it'll be real for like the first 25 minutes if it's a half hour or whatever.
I wouldn't
First
be too shocked.
few minutes, and then the last like big part that they hype up is always like some stupid, clearly scripted thing.
That's true
you know?
because it's like show like that. It's hard to have like a climax if you're really thinking that it's all live.
Because
and
Cops, it's climax after climax,
True.
baby. It's all
Mhm.
exciting.
It's intense.
random.
All right. Well, speaking of intense,
Oh god.
how about the last 30 days? Oh my God.
Better for you because you've been done with the
Yeah,
whole
I've been
30
done
for a
long time.
30 days.
All right. Well, so
Yeah.
for this episode, we decided to do a diet challenge, a nutritional challenge, like an eating. I don't know what you would call it. I guess a diet
A
challenge.
nutritional challenge.
It's called the Whole 30. You could look it up if you'd like. There's a whole. I'd say there's a whole subculture behind it.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Whole- there's literally like a whole website that.
Right.
And I'd say it's in the zeitgeist right now. Like when I was doing it, and I was talking to people about it. A lot of people knew what it was, which I think was
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it is pretty
surprising.
popular, which is pretty cool.
because I didn't know about it until I think Alex told me.
Yeah, I feel
about
like we
it.
should. Let's just get to the whole
Yeah.
background. So
Yeah,
it's-
we should
it's
summarize
definitely
it.
started as like a pre-podcast thing. We were just talking. I don't remember exactly how it came up, but you definitely said, Alex, that you're like
I was gonna do
whole
it.
30. Let's do this whole 30. That
Right.
you were gonna do it.
Well,
and
we should explain what it is.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
For the folks at home.
Sure. The first thing should be the intro to the sound.
right.
Sure, okay.
So, I mean, explain what the podcast is. We do challenges. No, so
Wait, start
the
it
whole
back.
30
To my
is, it's you cut out sugar, grains, dairy, alcohol, legumes. Let's see what else. That about it.
Any sugar? Did you say that?
Sugar was
At-
the
like
first thing.
legumes.
yeah.
What do you want me to say? Glucose.
Dairy.
Did you say
Textures.
legumes?
No, that. Oh, yeah. No, I literally, no joke. I literally was like legumes, but like I wasn't
Man, I
joking
feel like that's the one you forget
because it's like tree nuts and.
Because
Yeah.
the only
and
time I
legumes.
ever say the word legumes is when I'm introducing the whole 30 to my podcast listeners.
I'm pretty sure legume means vegetable in French, so
I think you're right
I think
about
that's
that,
like
too.
that's definitely an issue.
But not in English. It
Yeah.
means stay away. It just means beans.
bloated. Yeah.
But I'd say when I was describing the whole 30 to people, to put it simply, I would just say you can only eat meat, vegetables, and fruit, which I think
Yeah,
was
I would say
essentially
the
it.
things we could have, which was there was 5 for me. Let's see if I can get them off the top of my head. It was definitely
It was
Sugar,
meat.
legumes,
Legumes.
meat, vegetables, fruit, and then potatoes was another one.
starches.
And
And
then
then
there-
you can't really have potatoes.
there was
is
like
really the
another,
only
like-
starch you can
there's
have.
another
you
one
can
in
like sweet
between.
potatoes too.
Fats.
Oh, and tree nuts. That was it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
meat, potatoes,
So what
fruit,
are tree nuts?
vegetables, tree nuts.
Like peanuts definitely aren't tree nuts. Then, right?
Yeah, cashews,
But almonds are.
almonds, walnuts,
What about like a Brazil nut?
pecans, probably Brazil nut.
What about
Mhm.
Chris? He's a nut. He's that's all the nuts.
I'm
he's
going
got.
nuts.
Stop eating the nuts.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, so that's right. Because you can't. That's one thing that I was of note as soon as we started was you can't have peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's big because who thinks of peanut as like an unhealthy
negative.
food?
Yeah, and that was one thing that was tough to explain to people was like, because this diet isn't just about like being healthy. I don't think it's about like taking a lot of things out, making your
Yeah.
diet like very simple. So
Yeah.
See, I would
they'd be like, you can't even have brown rice, you idiot.
Yeah, for some reason, yeah, that was always like a big
Yeah.
one. Like
that was like what my mom
Like-
would be like, no rice,
Yeah.
no carbs,
rice and beans.
But you
that's
can
the
have
most
carbs.
healthy thing. Like,
Yeah.
probably isn't
It's not,
actually.
it's
You
not,
know,
it's
it probably isn't.
Yeah,
But
'cause
the thing is, it's just the idea of the whole 30, which I guess we should keep introducing the whole
Yeah,
30.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
keep it
just
going.
The idea of the
Keep
whole
going.
30, like Chris says, it's not necessary to like lose a bunch of weight. For a bunch of people, it does do that.
Yeah.
It helps.
Mhm.
But it's to like learn how foods kind of affect your body.
Right.
Because after the 30 days, you're supposed to kind of, it's called like the
Reintroduction,
introduction
yeah.
period.
Mhm.
So you're supposed to reintroduce these foods into your body. So like you could eat brown rice, but after you go 30 days without eating it and then you eat it and you realize like, oh man, I just like don't go into there, I'm put into the bathroom in the studio.
Right.
You know, then maybe you shouldn't eat brown rice. But if you reintroduce it and it's totally fine, then yeah, eat some brown rice. I don't freaking care. Don't come to me and complain about not eating brown rice, you know, if you're not doing the whole 30.
And I feel like that was a cool benefit of like just having, that's the point, is that these foods are simple. They're not going to cause like inflammation or
that's
like
the point.
You're supposed to feel good, I guess, because that's what cavemen eat, basically.
But that's the other
Or
thing is
ate,
it's
sorry.
not, I think another,
still alive.
I started reading the book about it. Didn't
wow.
finish.
Mhm.
It's not like exactly supposed to be like paleo. Like everyone's like, oh, it's just like a glorified paleo, which I guess it is. But their argument is like, there's a bunch of stuff about paleo that works. So like, we're just using it. If there was a bunch of stuff about vegan that worked, then these people would have done something like that. Like it's not necessarily just because cavemen ate it, because we're not really cavemen anymore.
So one thing I noticed after doing a little research with paleo is that like one of the only differences, obviously besides the fact that the whole 30 is only 30 days, but in paleo, you actually can have like maple syrup and like natural sugars.
like
I bet
real
you can have
food.
honey and stuff
Yeah.
too. But
Which you can't have during
can't
the
have
Whole 30.
any kind of sugar in whole 30. That was basically it. Everything else was pretty similar to whole 30. So it's just like a tiny bit more
and
restrictive. I
paleo
guess.
is more like paleo is kind of like a lifestyle, where whole 30 is
a cleanse.
I'm doing this for
basically.
30 days
Yeah.
plus the reintroduction period.
Mm-hmm.
You could make it, which we'll talk about later in the podcast, whole 30 adjacent, which I think is more of a lifestyle. But whole 30, it's not. You're not supposed to eat like this forever.
Yeah,
you know?
it's impossible because I don't know. It's like I like
Cavemen did it for
Jeez,
years.
Seriously, I swear the cavemen were eating
Yeah.
legumes. No, but I
Jumped
don't
up
know.
the BC.
I like, and we'll get into it more as we've said probably 10 times. But it's like
That's what we should call this podcast.
I'll get into it
And
more.
we'll get into it later in this episode.
But that's what like I had to keep reminding myself and reminding others around me who were probably annoyed about me talking about it all the time. It was like it isn't meant to be forever. When I had people who'd be like, "This isn't healthy. Like you're just craving stuff."
It
Yeah.
is healthy,
It is-
though.
it
That
is
was so
healthy.
annoying.
How could you make that argument that
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
healthy?
Or even like
It's insane. I'm getting flustered.
at least saying like I had plenty of people, and it came up like I don't know, mostly at work because people would kind of caught on to the fact that I was just eating the same salad every day.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, like chickpeas are healthy, you can eat that. And it was just like it's not that
You're like,
I'm
nah,
I'm not
like-
doing this to try to like be. This isn't my new life. This
Right,
isn't how
right,
I eat.
right.
This is a 30-day thing I'm doing. Just
Yeah.
like.
Do you understand I have a podcast?
See, like
No?
that's why I understand when people are like it would have been so much easier if we were like, oh, I'm allergic to legumes.
Yeah.
You know, because no one
Which
would question it.
I
say
did
anything.
say during
That's
that
true.
point.
No one. If you said you're allergic to brown rice, no one would be like, "Oh, come on, it's so healthy." like, so I could cut it out if I'm allergic, but I can't if I have a podcast. You know,
To
Like,
be honest, that is
plenty
like,
of
true.
people
Like,
are allergic to dairy or
Right.
something. They're living a completely fine life, probably better. Or like
Yeah.
gluten. People
Yeah.
that have celiac disease are some of the most handsome people in the world because they don't get fat because they're not eating gluten all the time.
Could be it.
Are they unhealthy? I mean,
Might need
technically,
to-
yes,
might
they
need
have a
to
disease, but
fact check that that bold claim.
Can I
well,
tell-
I've seen handsome women that are celiac disease.
Can I tell a quick story sort of related to this? So this weekend, and I've been done with the diet for a couple weeks now, I think.
About a
I
month.
went to it's called Blaze Pizza. It's
Oh,
kinda, I
yeah.
don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's
Doesn't
kinda like
LeBron own it?
he has like a share in it,
Yeah.
but it's like kind of like Chipotle for pizza. You make it as you
Yeah.
go.
I've
The
been
person
there.
in front of me ordered pizza, so they wanted gluten-free crust. The guy at the counter says allergy or preference, which I thought was like, all right.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
such a
But
dick move.
well,
Both.
well, so
Technically, just one.
so then the girl says allergy, and then the guy says it's just going to take a little bit longer, and then she says that's fine.
That's
see,
insane.
that's
Isn't it-
insane, 'cause
Isn't that
what-
like
insane.
rude? Yeah, because I think that they did it to try to like they thought it was nice, but it came off as like very like
Yeah, that's
What
like
if what
that's
would have
like
happened if she said preference?
I don't
Like,
take you seriously. Like, oh, okay, like we'll just like
Yeah.
let's remove the like flour
Yeah.
on top.
because
or
I think
something, you know?
it's like they think that they're taking it more seriously by
Right.
asking that, but it's like
I mean,
don't
I
put her
guess
on blast.
I guess like if it was your preference and you just had like some like a small amount of gluten, it's not gonna do anything.
Well, but,
Whereas if you have the disease and you have like a small amount of
It
gluten,
could be a problem.
when would
you
you
could-
when would you ever say preference though?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
If you don't want gluten,
Once you've committed to
I
then
know.
that,
like
But I'm
just
just saying,
hearing
like-
that question, you'll be thinking
Yeah,
like,
right. That's what I thought,
So this
yeah.
is like no gluten or like maybe.
I'm just saying from a
gluten.
practical standpoint.
yeah, if
like-
it's gonna be faster.
Like you
that's
guys know,
what
I
was
used to be a
thinking.
professional ice cream scooper.
Yeah.
And if someone
your
had a
past
nut
life.
allergy, we would have to get a new spoon or whatever,
Yeah.
scooper or whatever.
You call yourself.
But
a
if someone
professional.
was like, "Oh, I just don't want something with peanuts in it," I would have used the same spoon even though I had touched nuts. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to die from a little bit of peanuts.
Yeah, that makes
whereas
sense.
someone who's still the guy's a real prick. Am I right for asking that?
You know, it was
and it makes me like LeBron
I was
significantly.
gonna say
less.
the server, LeBron James.
Be right back. Just dunks.
It'll be a minute.
Can we get into what was you guys' last meals before?
Was
it anything of
we should
note?
get into that right away?
I think what else?
No,
was I gonna
sure,
say?
too early.
Oh wait, last meals before
we.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
last
should get
meal.
into that.
Well, yeah. Another thing is that
I don't remember. To be honest.
We should just tell the listeners. I feel like we've been really excited about this, but what we say, like, we're gonna save the episode for the pod, or sorry, like obviously, but save the content for the pod.
Let's release this one.
We've been having such a hard time. Alex and I couldn't stop talking about Whole30 in our bonus episode this Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, we can't even save it for a future episode because we've been dying to talk about this. So we're definitely going to have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should just get that out there. Like, this was a real thing. Like I said before, we did vegan for a week. You know, now we decided
I do
really
want to talk
do
about
this.
vegan stuff.
Yeah, we can definitely
I
compare
figured
and
let's
contrast.
talk about like our last meals.
Last meals, yeah.
Let's talk about our strategies because I feel like you develop by like the second week,
Definitely.
or third
Yep.
week.
Yeah,
you
have a
get into
groove.
the
You got a groove,
and you
yeah.
get the strategy.
Yep.
I got
So-
my custom made shirt. Proud to be Whole30. It was great.
Support your local Whole30 podcaster.
I was Whole30 and all I got was the stupid T-shirt.
What I was gonna say is, we should talk about when we started. So, Alex, you were
I started about a month ago, or no, about 2 months, now.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
End of
I finished
August.
today.
I remember because I went on that road trip to see the eclipse.
Right.
And every single meal I had on that road trip was fast food, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then,
got
like, a
back
couple
and I
days
was
later.
like,
It's time.
my lord, I need the Whole30.
Mhm.
So I guess my last meal was Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Bojangles, McDonald's, KFC.
That's great.
All right.
And then I started about a week after Alex, I think, and then you started a week after me. It was basically more or
No,
less.
you started. It was different. You started
We
September
definitely staggered
1st.
it.
You started like a couple days after Alex, and then I was visiting New York.
You were like
Mhm.
early September. Like September
I was
9th.
visiting New York in September, so I didn't. Yeah, I
This is
just
so-
didn't
this
want to
is
be a
so
square.
Not important.
Well, I remember.
So not
I don't know. I just remember
We did
thinking
start
like,
at different times.
we
though.
wanted to start at the same time, but then you started early without telling anyone.
Well, my
Alex.
problem was I had 2 meals that day, and I realized,
Yeah.
hold on, I'm Whole30 so far.
I had a couple of those.
So I was like, all right, this is great.
And
Because I
then-
was going to clean up my diet anyways from that road
Right,
trip.
right.
So I was like, all right, this is perfect.
And
Yeah.
then
I'm
Chris
not turning
started
back.
at regular time.
Yeah.
Right. And
You could call it that.
well, that was when we did all agree. September
All right,
1st,
not important. Let's
and
talk
then I
about our
started
last
later.
meals. My
Yeah.
last meal was like chicken and vegetables and like a protein shake, which you can't have.
Yeah.
And that's why
But it was
that's when
getting
I was
there.
like, oh, I'll just cut out the protein shake tomorrow. But I would have had a last meal of probably some fast food. It's just that the last
Yeah.
3 days of my life were nothing but fast food.
Yeah, it's funny.
And
I remember
MSG just get pumped into my body.
my last meal wasn't anything absurd either. I think I made like some sort of stir fry thing, which had like a sauce that I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
But then my girlfriend and I baked a cake, like these mini
Oh.
cakes.
A cupcake.
Well, there were these.
Well, when I grew up, a mini cake was called a cupcake.
No, we're
Chris.
talking. There are these mini like lava cake things.
Looks like a
Oh, yeah,
domino,
those are good.
probably.
I literally went into the grocery store and I was like, I just need something like
You
insane. That
Baked it or did you microwave it?
I baked it.
Chris, did you microwave it?
I baked it.
Because to me, like those
Easy
lava
bake
cakes,
oven.
I feel like TJ
Yeah.
Fridays probably has like a frozen
yeah,
lava
yeah,
cake thing.
yeah.
But
Is that what
they're
you're
somehow
thinking of,
still really good though.
They came out. They
Oh,
came
yeah.
out really.
You don't
good,
want to
but-
know where they came from, but
And you know what? I appreciate stuff like that now.
Mhm.
Like after Whole30,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care where it comes from.
Yeah.
Just put it in my body.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the perfect like end to.
Yeah.
It's before and after Whole30 is how I like
That
to
is literally-
frame my life.
And didn't you say it was legume flavored? So it's like everything
Yeah.
that you can't have.
I
in
dropped
one
a couple
cake.
peanuts in it, a couple chickpeas.
ground beef.
Yeah.
You can have ground beef in the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I just don't like. All right, what about you? What was your last meal
That's
answer?
like one of the few things you can't have. Yeah. Okay.
Put some chicken in it.
Water.
We talked about
banana.
this. I was eating donuts and bagels the whole time.
Oh yeah, silly
Not
dude.
munchkins though. Did you guys have munchkins?
Oh no, I can't have that.
Yeah, that definitely not. Not
The
any
holes in
form
that.
of the Whole30. My last meal, I don't remember exactly what it was, but then I remember
I think
after.
it was pizza, wasn't it? I
Well,
remember
that was
seeing
another thing. I had a last meal,
Oh, you had a fourth meal. That
and then
night.
and then I had another meal just because I wanted to. I wanted to end with a slice of pizza.
You had an apple, and you're like,
So-
oh no.
Was it a slice of?
Give me a candy apple.
A slice of New York pizza.
No,
Yeah,
I was
what
back,
style was it?
unfortunately. Yeah, it wasn't New York style
Yeah.
pizza. It was actually Chicago. No, it wasn't.
All right, well, let's
Chicago
talk about our
slice.
strategies then.
Oh,
'cause-
dude, I got like no airtime on that.
Oh, dude,
On my
well,
last
I don't
thing.
know. What do you
No,
want?
I'm kidding.
We're going to talk about ground beef.
Pizza with ground beef, something I could never have. No, but I just did
But I
that.
put maple syrup. It was technically paleo. but-
I did that
Oh,
to
okay.
just to be like, yeah. I wanted to have that traditional meal. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
that, like last meal.
Like a cheat meal
And
to
another
end it.
thing, which was like a bummer at the time, was that you were already 2 weeks in, Alex. So I was thinking like, okay, here I go.
I
Like,
looked like a skeleton of myself.
I guess I'm doing this. So that was kind of sad, actually. That last pizza. I think I had a glass of milk too. But anyway, all right. I'm
Just
done.
nothing
I'm
but
done.
dairy.
Yep.
All right, well, let's. So I would say.
Can we
my
talk? We should talk.
strategy-
About, can we talk about first? Let's talk about day one first, and then
Yeah,
we'll
let's
talk
talk about day
strategy.
one.
Yeah.
eggs to start.
Mhm.
Now I'm thinking first. I had this thought today actually. Paleo. You could have eggs for breakfast. Paleo. There's no way the cavemen were eating eggs for breakfast every day.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
How
Smart.
often are these chicken laying eggs back in the Paleolithic, whatever it's called,
know.
era? You know.
That's true.
Yeah, I
It's
only
not- it
had.
shouldn't
I
be
could only
paleo.
have mammoth twice a week. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
You're eating dinosaur eggs.
But I would have. I definitely had eggs for breakfast most days. I would make this like. I guess so. First week we're talking about like
Mhm.
before we got into the
Mhm.
groove. Yeah, eggs for breakfast. Chicken, vegetables. So boring.
Yeah, that was life.
What about you guys?
I'd say similar.
See, look, we're getting sad just thinking about the whole 30.
Back
So
in
for
the-
me, my
back in the
biggest
day.
thing I think was that I don't usually eat like a lot for breakfast, and I don't usually have a lot of time in the morning, which is
Mhm.
kind of probably I could just wake up earlier, but I usually don't want
Yeah,
to.
a little problematic there.
So it was a lot of grabbing. I bought a jar of almond butter, which I'd never bought in my life
Yep.
before.
I got that too.
Dope.
It's-
That's one thing I gotta
Good
say.
Yeah.
though, right?
Very
I'd say
good.
good. Yeah.
What? I would highly recommend it, especially combined with a banana.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
Mamma
that's-
mia.
Almond
Oh.
butter took over peanut butter for me.
Yeah, I'd say
I don't know if I'm
Oh.
gonna try it again.
Dude,
If
take-
I'm gonna like, because peanut butter's cheaper too, so I don't know what I'll do. But
I think
yeah.
peanut butter
it overtook
it still
peanut
is the top spot for me, but almond butter's close.
butter. So
Yeah.
you didn't
Definitely
like it that
moved
much,
up.
Chris?
It was all right. It wasn't like it didn't. It basically did the same thing
Okay.
peanut butter did, I guess. So I would have that with a banana most days.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's cool. We all had that. That's
yeah,
good.
A classic. I was just buying a lot of fruit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like so, I'd bring that for a snack.
That's the other thing they say in the whole 30 is like you're supposed to limit your fruit,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nah.
I guess I almost when I was reading that, I was kind of thinking like I wasn't really considering a banana a fruit, if you can understand what I'm saying.
It's more of a meat.
But it's like I think bananas have a ton of sugar.
The thing
I
is,
think that's
Wait,
what
chill,
they were
like,
concerned about.
Bananas are just as much a fruit as anything
no,
else.
but Chris
No,
is
but I'm saying
like
like
there's certain fruits that are very high in sugar.
yeah, I think
Certain
that's
fruit-
what
like
they're doing.
berries. Berries, you could basically have as much as you want because
Fair enough.
everything.
I think
is,
it's different to
fiber.
have like a smoothie with like almond butter and bananas than it is to make like a berry
like
centric.
the
All right,
idea.
that makes
I think
sense.
you're right. The idea for the whole 30 is all the sugar in the fruit. Like if you did want to lose weight, it's just gonna like set you back.
Mhm.
But if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, like no one in America, I will. You could put this on a T-shirt. I don't care. No one in America is fat because they're eating too much fruit. You know,
Yeah. There
people
might
are
be- there might
fat
be
for
that
so
one
many
guy.
other reasons. So if you're gonna replace chips or
Yeah.
whatever with fruit,
That's fine.
no one should be saying, too many
Okay,
bananas."
one thing
right?
I'll rant on for a bit is that I think the whole 30 website, I'm sure you guys visited it sometimes
yeah.
because
They're
actually that
critical.
was a common thing that I would do is just Google like some insert food here whole 30,
30, yeah,
all
me
the
too.
time and it would always be a
Same.
form on the website.
Be like, not really.
Yeah, they would.
every time. I guess
well,
you
like
can.
smoothies aren't whole 30,
Yeah.
hmm
which I guess we'll bring it up later in the podcast. But there's other things like smoothies aren't whole 30 because they want you to eat fruit in its whole form because I
Yeah.
think like breaking
Yeah.
it down, your body is gonna.
But
But there's snacks and stuff that are technically whole 30.
Right.
This should be the same
And-
thing.
and-
So the whole 30 community, it's a double standard.
yeah, to add
It
to
is
this,
kinda
I
crazy.
thought the most ridiculous thing was literally like in the official Whole 30 chart or whatever, they literally said you can have fruit juice. We had to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, why is that
how
the
about
line?
no? I like let me have like let me have food
the
cooked
line
in like
could've-
soybean oil, but
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
not fruit juice. I
the
don't need
line
fruit
could have been
juice.
drawn at no fruit juice.
like
You know?
The
that's
other-
insane.
the other
Because
thing
I
about-
would say you shouldn't have fruit juice
Right.
because like
I don't think I ever
at
had
least
any.
when you're eating fruit, it's as a snack. When
Yeah.
you're drinking fruit juice, you could be drinking a ton. You could be drinking 6 apples worth of fruit juice and getting a ton of sugar. And it's worse.
I'd say the other thing that annoyed me about the website, just day one, like I'd say day like -30, like before when you first pitched this whole 30 to me. I remember like early conversations. I was out, like I was saying I wasn't gonna do it. You're like, yeah, we'll do it, and I was like, yeah. I finally ended up doing it. But the website said like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and then at one point it said like, it's not that hard. Like having cancer's hard. Like quitting smoking hard. Not drinking milk isn't that, or not putting milk in your coffee isn't that hard.
It
like,
literally did.
I don't like that. I don't like
word for word.
I mean, other than the cancer stuff, I just don't like when people compare like your problems to other people's problems. Like, listen, I still have a life that I have to be happy with. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's very well said.
It's very relative.
Milk is annoying for me, then it's annoying for me. Like
I know I'm not starving.
I understand that you could compare it to other people, but like
I know I'm not in jail or living like a tough life, but my problems still stress me out.
But here I am. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was
milk
annoying.
in jail.
But that being said, I realized very fast that complaining about this thing didn't do me any good. No one was really. I would talk to you guys about it, and like I actually just coincidentally had a few friends at work who were doing it.
Yeah.
Started at the same time as me, which was kind of cool.
Definitely not coincidentally, dude. You had to have brought that.
No.
Please. Listen, people have cancer. People are jail. You could do this.
It's not that hard. Don't put milk in your coffee. But so we all ended up doing it together, and then I would complain to them. But it's like if I just was sitting there and going like,
it's like that classic
almonds again.
I feel like I did do that way too much.
Yeah.
It's like that classic like, oh, once you start CrossFit or once you start going vegan, that's all you talk about. Like
it was
all I wanted to talk about was Whole30.
It's true, yeah. But like,
so I get it.
I don't know. I guess I feel like I probably did talk about it too much, but it was just like, I don't know. My roommates would ask too randomly, you know, like they'd see my dinners and they're like, oh, like how's it going? You know, like you know, this is my first day.
It's so weird because like people were criticizing, like my roommates would like criticize me and stuff.
Same.
Like it's so strange to criticize like such a positive thing.
I agree.
Like,
I got like
that's like criticizing someone for exercise.
I got in a
like,
big fight with my roommates that were arguing with me because so for my breakfast I usually had eggs and then I would have like chicken sausage or sometimes bacon. Right. And bacon, like granted, isn't healthy for you, but it's like
I don't.
It's not that bad.
If it's good bacon without a bunch of added stuff,
right?
To it,
and it wasn't. It wasn't.
It's fine.
And it was like, but it wasn't like Whole30 approved because that bacon costs like $9.
Yeah, it's expensive,
you know.
Yeah.
So I have this
adjacent.
bacon. Yeah, I have this bacon that is. It says 0 grams of sugar on it, but the ingredient, like literally, it says like it doesn't even say less than 0. It says 0 grams, but the ingredients do say sugar.
Like
so I'm sure it has like
that's weird.
Yeah, some like right. I'm sure it has like
enough
added
like,
sugar where like it technically isn't Whole30. Wow. And my roommates were just like, I don't understand. They just like they were just like attacking me basically, like you're not even doing it. And I was like, who cares what I'm doing? Like let me just do it.
It's still
like,
an improvement.
Like because we
it's
all
just so strange.
Another
to
thing
do
is
that.
we had agreed that we were going to like try not to drink alcohol, but at the same time we weren't going to like compromise our social lives just for something stupid like that. So we had less, I'm sure. And now we have a ton more, right? in front of us. But we had less, and I felt very good. Like I don't know. So I'm like ranting, like venting to you guys, but I felt like I was really improving myself, like improving my well-being. And I have these people who are eating unhealthy every day and are just like, nice one, dude. You're not even doing anything.
Yeah,
but your bacon has a 0.1 gram of sugar. Like, okay, sorry.
I think
it was
of it
wicked annoying.
I started to think of it the same way I thought of training for the marathon, which is it's something I'm so wrapped up in that's very hard for me, but also something I don't have to do.
Right.
So when I'm talking about it, if like it's the same kind of thing. Like me complaining about it to someone is just like they can just be like, oh, like you don't have to do it. Or like, oh, like
people run so much faster and do so much more. Like,
I understand that. Like I understand if you're complaining about it and people aren't interested. I feel like I probably complained about it and people weren't interested. Like that's fine. But if you're gonna be like, you suck and you're not doing it, that's really rude. Like it just wasn't. It didn't sit well with me.
It's weird to be judgmental no matter what.
Yeah.
But like something so positive, it's like so very strange. But whatever.
I don't know. That's our.
Don't let the haters bring you down.
All
right,
let's talk. Should we talk strategy?
Let's talk strategy. Let's finally talk strategy. Yeah.
I think a great strategy for the Whole30 is just get some nuts or get some cashews. Always have them on hand.
Oh yeah.
Because the problem with the first week of the Whole30 for me was that I would go to these long hours at work or something where I usually have like a protein shake for a snack. Can't even look at a protein shake during the Whole30.
No way.
So I didn't know what to do for
like
the week. Yeah, no way.
Thank you.
So then I would
listener got that. So anything that was good though.
I would bring some almonds, and it would just be so much better. I'd have a little handful of almonds here and there. Boom, hunger satisfied.
Almonds are great.
You know?
I did not appreciate an almond as much as I did.
Seriously.
See, I'd say that about cashews for me.
Cashews were so good.
Cashews
is like the dessert nut. I think.
That's funny. See, I would say, like, before we get into strategy, I guess, do you guys want to say, like, your life-saving, quote-unquote, foods that you had? For me, cashews
During the whole 30?
Yeah, like, I'd say my biggest lifesavers, like, this would have been significantly harder without, were cashews, apples, and maybe sweet potatoes.
Yeah, I was going to say potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes, olive oil.
Oh, yeah, olive oil.
You're not really supposed to have that much olive oil during the whole 30, I don't
Really?
think.
Yeah.
I think it's like you could put it on things, but you're not supposed to cook with it. And I said, whoops.
Didn't read that part.
Day one, I said, whoops, glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, I'd say almonds number one, but also just like grilled chicken. Like I would just make so much chicken. And sometimes like late at night when I like would normally grab a handful of chips, I would get a grilled chicken.
Or like spices. Like usually I would eat really my chicken with just salt and pepper. I bought like a poultry spice.
Oh yeah.
And it was so good, you know. It adds
up.
so much because if all you're eating is chicken day after day, you gotta do something.
Yeah. See, I'd say dinners were pretty fun for me, but the lifesavers were really like getting through the day, like you were saying with cashews, like a snack.
Because that's day to day stuff like that is the hard.
That was probably my strategy for getting through the day.
The lifesavers, like the candy.
It's like those were so unexpectedly Whole30 approved.
No, they were. They have a hole in the middle there. I had breath mints. I had like.
Now, did you guys eat out at all during the Whole30?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
So
I have some horror stories.
Because I did some research about Whole30 compliant when you're eating out, but I want to hear what you guys have.
So I did, and again, like we talked about this Whole30 adjacent. Like for the most part, I was all good. The only times I went away from it were a little bit of alcohol on the weekends, and then I would try my best at restaurants. I'm sure it wasn't always perfect.
Yeah.
There were times where I went to restaurants and ordered stuff just like chicken with potatoes and vegetables, like whatever.
Can I have a plate of ice cubes? Do you have non-gluten ice cubes?
And I did my best, and I think someone said earlier, I did use the like I have allergies thing.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a good one. Because it like people stop messing around when you say the word allergies.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And it's funny because my parents
I feel like Chris like somehow pretended he had seasonal allergies.
It's called hay fever. Have you heard of it?
It's called the sniffles.
One time when I was in Disney World with my family, and we went to this restaurant, and the chef was like, does anyone here have any allergies? And my brother was like, well, bees, because he's allergic to bees. And then we sat down, and the head chef came out, and he's like, I am so sorry. It's just like someone here's allergic to peas. And we're like, oh no, it's more of a yellow jacket.
She said beets. But my parents went on a diet a couple years ago, like a very serious diet where they couldn't eat. It was probably more restrictive than the Whole30.
Jeez. What was it? Do you know?
It's like ketosis, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
But they each lost
keto
like,
diet.
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
like no, like you definitely want to be able to have potatoes.
Yeah. So
it's like no carb, like
no carbs at all.
Actually, no carb.
Yeah. And they each lost like 100 pounds, which is
I think
that's
keto
awesome.
is like supposed to be for weight loss.
Yeah, and so that was like intense weight loss. Like,
yeah.
But we went to a restaurant like after they'd like kind of gotten into it, and they ordered just like I don't know, steak and vegetables or something like that. But they specifically were like, we have allergies, like because it's like it's too much to explain. Like.
Yeah.
See, I had that problem when I was my second day of Whole30. I'd just been getting in the groove of things.
Mm-hmm.
I started having salad with fruit and nuts, like
fruit salad. That's fruit salad.
Nope. Then like olive oil and
see, I didn't really have salad, but
like salt and vinegar. Like that was good. Like that helped me out. That helped me get through lunches sometimes. So I was getting used to that. And then my friend's like, "Hey, want to get dinner?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, like I'll go to dinner." And we're going to this seafood place. It's like it's kind of like a Cape Cod spot. Like it wasn't a formal sit down place. It was just like a shacky kind of place.
That's nice. Those are good feels.
And so I was like, okay, I should be able to get something here. But then, of course, like everything on the menu is like pretty bad. So, or not, sorry, like, not Whole30 bad. Like it looks really good, but can't have it. So I go up to the thing and I was like, yeah, can I have I forget, there was a grilled shrimp dish that looked really good. And I was like, can I have the grilled shrimp, whatever. Yep. And I was like, oh, and it said like it came in a butter sauce. And I was like, oh yeah, can I just have
could it be almond butter?
Any legumes in there?
I was like, can I just have like no butter? And she was like, oh yeah, that's totally fine.
Is that by preference?
And then and then she was like, do you want it to be gluten free as well? And I was like,
Cha-ching!
so stupid, but I was like, I don't know. I can't have any grains. And she was like, well, gluten is grains. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I was
rice-
just really flustered.
Yeah.
Rice
Yeah.
isn't gluten free.
And then the other
That's
thing she
grains.
said is like, oh, you can't have grains. Well, this also comes with rice. And I was like, okay, well, sorry, I can't have. I was like, no dairy, no gluten, no rice. And she was like,
it's weird because she was probably thinking
she was
like,
explaining it to you.
she was probably thinking like, oh, this guy's has an allergy problem,
Right.
But he doesn't know his own allergy.
and she was like,
it's gonna be such a
I
weird
feel so bad. She was
experience.
doing a really good job. And then it ends with this. It's like, I was like, okay, so we got it. Like, and she was like, so you just want shrimp in our like gluten free, like batter or whatever. And I
Sauce.
was like, yeah, as long as it's dairy free too. And then she goes like, yep, it's totally dairy free, gluten free. It's just some batter and soybean oil. And I was just
No.
like, you know what?
You
And I
can't
was
have
like,
soy. You
and
can't
I,
have
yeah,
soy.
like, oh yeah, for the listeners at home, you cannot have soy. And I was just like, I'm just gonna have this. Like, I cannot be like,
Yeah, I think that's fine.
you know what? Just forget it. I'm
Actually,
allergic to that too.
Do you mind if I take my business elsewhere?
So that was the second day. That's actually the only time I cheated besides alcohol.
Yeah.
Was just like being like,
Well, we went
Yeah.
to Chipotle too.
that's true. Yeah, I guess that was. You guys knew about that though.
Yeah.
But for listeners at home, we went to Chipotle and we
It was like
the
my
same thing.
It was like my second to last day, and I was like, I'm getting the chicken.
it was the
Yeah.
same
You
thing.
can't have-
Because I think Chipotle carnitas is approved.
You could have the pork. Yep. That's it though. You could have the pork, lettuce, guac.
Yeah, well, let's make it clear we didn't like get burritos.
Nachos.
We got chicken that was in some probably soybean oil or
Cooking
sesame
so
oil or
I
something.
looked online for like what you could have going out, and they're like, Chipotle's great. Go to Chipotle, but you could only have guac, pork, lettuce, and the hot sauce. Which, if you get that at Chipotle, it's like a spoonful.
Yeah.
So you have
And
to
it's
get
like
extra
kinda-
meat, extra guac. It's like a $45.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's expensive because you're getting the guac, but yeah, you're
Right.
taking
and,
out everything.
and you're not exaggerating.
No,
It is
it's $45.
$50.
And then another fun fact, which I'm thrilled about, which I never used during the whole 30, but you can have Five Guys during the whole 30.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
if you just get the burger, no bun on the side. If you're a guy like me, no, just kidding. If you just get the burger, no bun, maybe some like grilled onions or something.
Yeah,
It's whole 30 compliant.
I did that myself.
Which
at,
I agree is great,
I
'cause
did
that's
that a
a little-
lot.
I did that at Spot Muya. I did a
Oh yeah.
double cheeseburger on
I mean,
a.
I made that on the
or
grill
no,
myself.
sorry, I just said double cheeseburger. Oh god,
Chris.
red-handed. That'd be so sad if I like realized I ate it after the fact. No, I just did a burger on a lettuce wrap with like the things I could have basically. Just,
Yeah,
like,
and it was good.
it was
It's
great.
great, yeah.
It was really good.
Especially when you're doing the whole 30, that's like a treat.
Yeah.
Whereas real life, you hear like a lettuce wrapped burger and you
Right.
judge someone for getting
Yeah,
it.
I got you could have brown mustard too, like Trader Joe's brown mustard,
Yeah.
and that was like wow, because
You can
mustard's
have
my
yellow
favorite
mustard
anyway.
too, though, can't you?
I think you can, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I'd
I
say-
don't think I had any.
Yeah, I'd say
Oh, I have another life. Sorry, go on.
the key to getting through this diet is finding the things that you like.
Right.
Like
There's a few things that can be
for me,
lifesavers.
for lunch, I found that a salad with like grilled chicken, some sort of nuts on, like a good amount of nuts on it, like almonds or whatever. And then just like, because there's a salad bar at my work, so I go like pretty regularly there, and just like some oil, and then like fruit, like cranberries and stuff like that.
Dude,
Right.
just
okay.
the more of that, the better.
to interject here, I found out about this thing called Power Bowls. Did you guys hear
Oh,
about
yeah.
those? Yeah, that was like
I don't think so.
basically what Chris had.
More or
But
less
that
that.
was like a lifesaver for me. Is sometimes I would have grilled chicken the night before and I wouldn't have it all. This happened a few times, and I would save the chicken and then I'd have a salad with like spinach or like greens, some type of nuts, some fruit like a cut up apple or something, and then squash or sweet
I
potato.
did the same with
Ugh.
sweet potatoes.
One of those.
Squash.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, the worst.
Grow
I hate
up.
squash.
I
Oh,
love
I thought
squash.
squash was so good.
I like that.
So-
very aptly named too. Ugh.
Yeah, squash or sweet potatoes for like the I don't know if
Yeah.
squash has starch, but whatever, something like
I
that.
think squash is allowed.
And then like olive oil or something. I feel like did I get
See
everything?
that?
Oh, and then the chicken. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
Sounds
that's
so it was like
to
it
me.
was so good. It was
That was a
really
common-
filling whole 30.
It was a
meal.
common lunch for me beforehand. Before I would just put in usually some beans or like some hummus. So I just
Yeah.
had to take that out. But
Can't do
besides that,
You can't even utter the word hummus
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the whole 30.
that was the one that got a lot of people. I think.
I feel like
I
feel like people like don't like
yeah.
and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you've never
It's
heard
fine,
of Whole
yeah.
30, then
the
you're
whole
not gonna
30 just
get
made
it.
me realize that people are so stupid. Like, just accept that I don't want freaking hummus for 30 days.
Yeah,
all right?
It is. It
Accept
was really
it.
weird.
Who
like
cares?
all the like. But if you just said like can't have chickpeas,
Mm-hmm.
I get allergic. I get hives.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're like,
Sorry,
Oh, dude.
I get a little stuffy nose.
Yeah.
when I
Yeah,
eat
like a
chickpeas.
tiny thing. Like, oh, totally.
Oh
Understand.
no.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
doing Whole30?
Um,
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But
The I think the big hitter for me was hot sauce, like a Frank's Red hot sauce.
I love that
Very Whole30 compliant.
Yeah.
Ate it probably every day.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
good.
I'm
Gives
a
a
hot
little
sauce guy.
give a little taste to your food. Gives a little taste to your eggs. Mama
Yeah.
mia, let me tell you, the best.
And one other time I went to the dining hall at my school, and that was actually really fun. Like, you guys might not have had an experience. Like, it was, it's like buffet style. So I got to like pick and choose. Like, let's find like all the Whole30 stuff that I can get.
Yeah,
And
that's a good challenge.
Yeah, so I went
Good
to
for
the
the pod.
vegetarian stuff. I got everything. I went to the gluten-free section. I got like chicken legs and stuff. And
Chicken legs. It was frog legs actually.
and it was really fun. And at one point there was like a main entree that was Whole30, and I was so pumped. And it was like I was like in line, and
See, that's got to be one of those things where like you're so excited about,
Yeah.
but you can't tell anyone.
it was
No one would care.
It was so weird.
Like,
and-
guys, it's just a really good
and I'm in
meal.
line, and like it's kind of like it was like a long-ish line, and I didn't want to wait in the line and then be like, well, I can't have this and then
Yeah.
leave. So I walk up to the front and I like grab the like ingredients thing
Yeah.
because it was like not in my view, and I like look at the ingredients and I like realize it's good. I put it back, and then these kids are like kind of like laughing to each other or something, and my only thought was like, yeah, you're right, like this is so
That's
weird.
weird.
Like what am I doing,
Yeah, I remember
Like,
I
this
saw.
is totally fine,
I
but
did see a viral video, and it looked like you looking at an ingredient sheet, and it was just you saying, "Oh yippee!" And so yeah,
I
you're
was really
right.
excited.
It
I
was
might
a
have
little
even done like
weird.
a little fist bump, but like I just remember thinking that and being like, that was like at the peak of being okay with it. I was like, that's fine. Like I'm so excited that this meal is Whole30, and I don't really care if these guys think
I
that's
just think
weird.
it's
'cause
ridiculous that
weird.
people would judge that. Like, first of all, why would you want to like put bad? Why would you not want to put good food in your body?
Right.
If good food tasted delicious, everyone would eat it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and a bunch of people have nutritional issues like allergies and stuff. So why would they laugh? What if you could have died if you ate one of the things
That's
up
true,
there?
yeah.
That's true.
They shouldn't laugh
That's
at
true.
that. You know?
I just thought it was
Obviously,
fine.
you were doing it for a podcast.
You were fist
so
pumping,
you're
yeah.
you're a little boy to them, obviously.
Yeah, Whole30 participant coming through.
You were wearing your medal.
I was wearing, what was that shirt you said, Chris?
Yeah, I finished the whole thing. All I got is a shirt.
I'd say the biggest find.
Ooh.
If you guys have any other finds, I'd love to hear about them. I've never bought this before. You buy like shaved steak, like
yeah.
shaved,
I think I got that
Uh-huh.
one day. I think
and you throw in a pan, cook it for like seemingly 30
Like,
seconds.
yeah, 3 seconds.
Because
I
it's so
believe.
thin, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I would just
Ooh.
buy that.
Was that prepackaged?
Yeah. So I'd buy that, have that for dinner,
Now,
have
what
the
about-
rest with my salad for lunch.
Do you guys know coconut aminos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
I
funny.
looked
it's
at
like
that.
Whole30 compliant soy sauce.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Somehow
get
my
it.
fridge already had that. I was like,
Nice.
who is buying coconut
Yeah.
aminos? I've never heard
It's
of
funny
this.
because the other like weird thing like that I saw was you could have like clarified ghee
Yeah,
butter
ghee.
or whatever. And I was talking to someone at my work who was doing it, and I literally just said it as a joke, like, "Could you buy that clarified ghee?" And she had.
Yeah,
and
people
she said
get it.
It was pretty good.
I could
bet
not
that-
find it.
I think
anywhere.
that would be
They had it
good.
at Trader
in,
Joe's. I
like,
saw.
yeah, they have that. They have that. At a lot of places.
I guess I didn't try very hard.
It's just in like the weird
just
food
didn't
section.
need-
Yeah, but I was like, I don't know what this is, so I'm not gonna bother.
I think
Yeah.
that would be good as like like if you're making, like I made like buffalo chicken with just the hot sauce and chicken. If I could put a little ghee in there as like some butter, I bet that would be
Yeah,
Yeah,
delicious.
that would be
you
good.
know?
That would be good.
All right.
Oh wait, sorry. We can just to hype this, but what did you call it? What is it? What did you just call it? The thing that you found?
clarified ghee butter.
No.
No, like you know,
Yeah, no, I know. What you're talking about.
I just wanted to talk about clarified ghee butter again.
all right, first of all, it's not called clarified ghee butter. It's called either ghee or clarified butter.
I was just
Like-
clarifying that it was
Like,
ghee butter.
It's like someone's nickname. Alex Ghee.
Let me just clarify for that. For you.
All right. So
Um,
a snack or whatever.
to
you said,
clarify-
Yeah, whatever. Food, I guess.
They're called RX bars. You guys heard
No,
of
I
them?
have heard of those. Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Have
did
you
have
had
one
one?
of those. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So I'm excited because.
wait, don't get into the new section yet,
All right. Well,
because I wanted to ask one more question beforehand. But tease it.
I might have some RX bars for us to try.
Ooh.
That's
I'll
gonna be
just
a
say that
section.
I love RX bars.
Yeah.
Basically, for listeners at home, they're like, we'll save it.
Well,
Yeah,
so-
well,
We'll
I
save
I do want to say that
They're really good.
one.
Also, they sponsor a podcast. I've heard them
Oh,
sponsor
really?
a podcast. Yeah.
I think
Send a
that's
quick
it.
email after this.
I freaking love them.
I am a big. I'll have a protein bar every now and then for breakfast. I'll just stop at like convenience store, grab that with a coffee or
Yeah.
something. And so that was something I missed. I found there was a Lara bar.
Yeah, I had a ton of those
Yeah.
Lara bars.
Yeah, there's a couple
Lara
of
It's
them.
like similar to the
Similar,
RX.
yeah.
It's literally just like dates and nuts or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
I'd have a few of those. There were a bunch of times where
Dates
like
and nuts.
Yeah.
I'm a nut for dates. Going on dates with girls, that is.
Yeah. Anyone want to date this nut? But there's plenty of times where I'd be like out shopping and I'd see one of those and I'd be like, yeah, score,
Yeah.
cherry pie.
Yeah, I completely know that
and
feeling.
then
It's
it was
so
like my
weird.
roommate just like,
So
dude,
strange.
you don't need that.
They
It's
are
$2, and it's like an inch
They are
long.
expensive, kind of.
They
Yeah,
are,
RX
yeah.
bars are expensive too.
The RX bars I think are better though
They're
because they
really
have
good.
like they're chalked up in the protein.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. All right, last thing. What are you guys gonna do now? Now that you've
Okay.
finished the whole 30.
Wait, I want to. Another last thing. I want to talk about. We should definitely compare and contrast vegan and Whole30 before.
Oh, yeah, right,
before
right.
we end. So should we do that first?
Let's do that
or-
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it made me realize how unhealthy the vegan
I
diet is.
completely
you
agree.
know?
That was the
because like
first
I
thing I
felt
thought.
so healthy
Yes.
at like probably after day like 18.
Yeah,
or
we
so.
should say that too.
Yeah.
How we felt. Like
I
felt
did feel
great.
better. And that was something
Me too.
people kept asking me when I was doing. Oh, are you actually feeling better? I
it
think
took.
I was.
It took a little while, but I was
Yeah.
like, I was not tired during the day.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah.
I would especially if I worked early, I would get so tired. During the whole 30, I was so energetic.
Agreed, yeah.
I ran 4 marathons in 3 days.
Yeah, that was
not
crazy.
even a joke.
It's wacky.
But yeah, veganism, like, or going vegan, whatever our episode was called. All we ate was
Insanely
like
unhealthy.
pasta. I feel
because you have to like.
You have
You
to
have
make
to
healthy
fill in the
around,
protein,
Like,
like-
you have to work exactly. You have to work around, and
you
and like
need
you
to
get
eat
this like
legumes. It's like it's mandatory.
Yeah, 'cause I
in
will say-
veganism.
you get this like protein that isn't all there. I don't
Right.
know the exact term, but it's not like complete.
It's
you know
not
what I
yeah,
mean?
protein.
complete
Yeah.
protein. I tried to get
I don't know the term, but it's not complete. Is that it?
before I started this, I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, you should do this with me. It'd be kind of fun. And she was like, she's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So she was like, all I eat is soy, like,
Yeah.
and other, stuff like that. But it's like, what would she eat? Like,
It's weird that
that would
they're
be so bad.
like there are all these different ways to eat that people say are healthy or unhealthy, but like Whole30 is the best one. I really
Confirmed.
think it is.
Saying.
Now the issue, like I think that the argument that a vegan would have is that the meat that you eat is like fake meat now. Like the meat industry is like destroying meat.
Right.
But if you ate Whole30 and ate like grass-fed meat like you're supposed to, and like
Yeah.
very natural whole foods or like organic foods, then what's the negative part of that? Like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you can
Oh
find
yeah,
that's bad about that.
I thought my mom put it really well, where she was like, if eating healthy wasn't expensive, then it would be a lot easier.
Everyone
for
would do
everyone,
it, right.
You know?
they don't call
So-
it
Especially
whole,
because that's the only reason. Oh, sorry.
they don't
Chris
call it
got
Whole Foods whole paycheck for nothing.
And the Whole Foods lowered, quote unquote, lowered their prices
Yeah.
like a day after I finished the Whole30.
Oh, really?
That's
So, but I didn't. I had a few Whole Foods gift cards.
I went to
like,
Joe's. Did you guys go to Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's, yeah.
Oh, you got
No,
a
I was talking
yeah.
about American Joe's.
Yeah, you're
Bar
on
and
a
Grill.
first name basis over
Talking
here.
about my friend. No, Trader Joe's is my my go-to grocery store.
Same,
They just
yeah.
opened a new one near me, which I'm very excited.
Yeah, I
about.
live too far. I go there a lot, but I live
Mhm.
too far away.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
All right,
yeah,
so-
basically, vegan not good. I think.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
not
what I-
healthy.
Like I was a mess after 3 days
Yeah,
of vegan,
yeah.
Mhm.
and I felt great after the Whole30. You know, it's
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking, I just remember in vegan, I used to have dreams about. Remember how
the
I said I
ham
had a dream
sandwich.
about
Yeah.
having a ham sandwich?
Mhm.
This time, my dream was that I would accidentally break Whole30 on something so obvious.
Uh,
Like I would be with you. Literally, I had a couple dreams of this. I'd be
just
with
eating
you
a
guys.
chocolate
No
bunny.
joke. I'd be with you guys, and I'd be eating a granola bar, and someone's like, "Andrew, that's not Whole30,"
No.
and I'd be like, "Oh my god,"
Yeah.
you know. And it's
Mhm.
just like, how could I forget? Yeah,
I
that
had
would be
food
my
dreams, but like that granola bar stuff. After like day 20, I would say is when I was worried. Like, all right, I really can't slip up because I don't
Yeah.
want to start over.
Right.
Like day 3, I actually started over the Whole30 like about 45 times.
I mean, clearly on your
Within
on your
30
road
days.
trip,
Yeah.
you have to restart every day. at
Um,
that point.
All right. So what do you think you're gonna do from now on?
hmm.
Like, do you think you'll try to do Whole30 adjacent? For the folks at home, Whole30 adjacent is just like keeping in
Did
mind.
we make that term up? Because I've been saying
Yeah,
that.
I think Alex is the only one that
I
said
think
it.
I made it
I
up,
say
but I
it's
like it
not.
a lot. Like keeping in mind, like the idea of the Whole30 is to go go a whole 30-day span and not cheating.
It's very
basically.
rigid. Like,
Whole
Yeah.
Whole30 adjacent. If you want a cheat meal, you want to have a beer with your boys,
Mhm.
go for it.
Yeah.
If there's like trace of soy, like the Chipotle we had was cooked in soy oil, go for it. You know.
It's more than that too. It's like it's really like it's just like eating healthy, basically. Like
Yeah. Right.
making healthy choices,
Being conscious of
but
what
not
you're eating.
breaking your back to like
Right.
do that.
Yeah. Can I talk about my first meal after the whole 30
Sure,
days?
yeah, sure.
I think I told you guys this, but I went with some coworkers after. They all knew it was my last day. It was all exciting. And my friend texts us. My friend texts us. He texts like a group text.
Sorry, he's a Texan.
Yeah, and he's aware that's my last day, and he says a local restaurant is doing a 2-pound taco challenge.
Oh yeah, I saw the Snapchat.
And he's like, we got to do it. And I was like, all right, I'll come, but I won't do it because like that's way too much for my first day back. I'll feel gross. I was trying to I wanted to
2 pounds,
keep in mind like easing myself back in.
Yeah.
So I get there, I have a margarita, I'm chilling out, Nice. It's my first like sweet alcohol I'd had because like I said, I drink a lot, but nothing like that. And then we're going around about to order some fish tacos.
Nice.
And then I see they're $11.99, fair price.
Sure.
But then I look at this 2-pound taco, $12.99.
Oh yeah, you got to get that 2
I say,
pounder.
sign me up.
How much did you eat of it?
I ate. I'd
I
say
ate 4 pounds. I ate mine. I ate my girlfriend's.
so. I'd say 90% of the inside.
Nice.
Like almost all of it, just about all of it, but like
You just didn't
half of the
vacuum
shell.
that
The shell was like the biggest thing I've ever seen.
The shell. Oh,
Like it was like a giant deep fried. Like it
Yeah.
must have been like
the tortilla.
yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, that's
Not
weird.
as big as that pig from the Big E, though.
Not
Right,
quite.
dude?
Wow. I gotta go to this place. That sounds
So King Plus, and then like I literally like almost threw up. I pulled over
Wow.
immediately after drive. So I turned to a gas station, just sat there like in a sweat.
good. Well, that happened to
It
me.
was a lot.
I had soda. Like I had like a mixed drink shortly after doing the whole 30. Because when I drank the whole 30 during the whole 30, I definitely didn't want any soda. So I had like a Captain Coke or something, and like I felt so sick.
Yeah.
Like my stomach was like in knots, or not like I didn't have butterflies because of all the girl. I did, but like I felt like I was gonna like throw up or something. Like
Wow.
just from one, not even probably half a cup of soda.
So for me, actually, it felt pretty normal. Like my first meal was, so I actually had milk in the morning.
Yum.
Yeah. Actually, I want to talk about that. I guess this is like for our strategies after, but I actually found like a cool kind of like paleo website, and it was talking about making like grain-free granola. So
Was
I
it Paleo
made
Running
that.
Mama?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that's my homepage. That's what I go with.
I've heard that too.
But it had like a
Grain-free
grain-free granola, which it's really good, dude. Like,
So what do you use?
so it's
no oats?
it's pecans, walnuts, coconut, like inside of coconuts, coconut
So
sugar,
coconut.
chia seeds, flax seeds, which are like wheat.
See, that
you
to
know.
me sounds so
too.
expensive. Like I'm never gonna make that.
It is, but it was.
I'll make like
it was good, and then
You made it?
maple syrup and coconut oil. Yeah, it was so good. So I had basically I have
So that's not Whole 30 though. It's the maple syrup, right?
right. It's
But it's
paleo.
paleo,
Yeah. But then I did have it with milk instead of almond milk anyway. But what I was getting at is that I had that milk for breakfast, and then I had a big meal for dinner, and I felt okay. But was weird was that when I had the milk, I actually was kind of feeling it during the day, just after a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
But then I had like a big Mexican meal with fries. I mean, sorry, rice, beans,
Fries, an American style burger.
It's literally
best
everything.
Mexican I've had in years.
With grilled chicken,
It was-
peppers, hold the soy oil.
tacos, or tacos, beans, rice,
Yeah.
cheese. Like,
Yeah.
and I felt fine after that, and
Yeah.
and subsequently.
Yeah.
But
See, I
don't know.
started eating like more rice after the Whole 30, but like I don't know if I'll ever feel like I did during the Whole 30 again. Like I felt so healthy.
Yeah.
I felt so
It's
good.
true.
I will
It's
also
true.
say, and this was kind of intentionally done. A few days before, stepped on a scale, saw that I was around the heaviest I'd ever been, which not that that's a bad thing, just getting a little bit heavier. And then I purposely,
Chris, it's a bad.
it
thing.
is a bad thing. I purposely got myself to the heaviest I've ever been, and then
And then plummeted down with the Whole
Respect.
30.
then did the diet for 30 days. I ran a half marathon recently, went on a 12-mile run just to like see my peak. Lost 8.5 pounds
Yeah,
in
nice.
30 days.
wow.
And I'm
That's
not
crazy.
a big boy, so that's a lot of weight to
I
lose.
know.
No, that's true.
Do you
Like,
think
Yeah.
you lost weight, Andrew?
I weighed myself a lot actually. I know you're not supposed to during the Whole 30, but
that's one of the rules.
Yeah, that is, like,
I don't
the
know.
rule.
I did cheat too.
I don't know. I'm very thin, so like
Yeah.
I was
It's of
very
concern.
concerned that I would lose
It was
too
you.
much
I
weight.
remember you texted me earlier. or
Yeah,
before.
I texted you pretty early on and was like, I knew I was going to do it, but I was just like, hey, I'm
I
very
said,
scared
like,
I'm going to
listen,
lose a lot of weight.
We made you get a doctor's note.
Here's a Whole 30.
Sign 2, I need a hobby pod.
I said Whole 30 hack. Have a milkshake every night. You won't lose any weight.
No, so I ended up being like near the, like at a couple points I did step on the scale, like especially in the mornings when you're like really
Yeah.
lighter anyway. And I was like the lightest I had seen myself since like high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was like incredibly light. Like no joke, like almost 10 pounds less than like my regular weight. But that was an extreme version.
Yeah, you were in the morning.
But typically, like I think I was about 5 pounds less than what I normally am, and I was eating a lot too. Like it was just that.
That's one thing I will say is like during the diet. One thing I realized I was eating a lot. And I was like,
it's all that fruit and stuff and vegetables.
So many almonds, like.
Yeah, I purposely tried to eat a ton, especially of like fats, like avocado and nuts, so I didn't lose weight. I think I probably lost like 3 pounds or so. But I think I put on like 5 pounds since I stopped the whole 30.
I
weighed myself today.
I've been able to like gain it. Well, gain like 2 pounds. You know, it wasn't much that I had to gain, but I've been back to my normal weight. So.
But I think for me going on, I'm gonna try to do Whole30 Jason as much as I can. Like, stick with the potatoes, vegetables, and meat.
I think it's a good idea.
Pretty much every meal. Cheat when I want to.
I like the concept of like doing it during the week too. Because for me, it's so easy for me to grab some fruit in the morning, do that salad at lunch, and maybe I'll throw some beans on it because like F the Whole30 diet. But dinner, whatever.
I'm a Jason. What?
See, okay, I was thinking the same thing as you, Chris, where I feel like I could do breakfast and dinner if I'm not going out pretty easily, and then lunch could be like my like cheat thing, I guess. Right? I don't really worry about that, but like. Whole30 dinner or like mostly Whole30 dinner is really easy. You know, it's just replace a couple sides with vegetables and that's it.
Yeah, and another thing I thought a good hack for the Whole30, you got to be prepared. Like if I had a meal where the only reason I was getting the Lara bars or whatever is because I realized I'm out of almonds or something. I got to go to the store and buy a bar. Like I could have easily gone to the store and bought like a McDouble with cheese or whatever.
That's so funny because I feel like
you got to be
during the
prepared.
Whole30
so much easier.
It made me cook on my own and go for it. And since then I've just been like I'm skipping out on the grocery store because I'm just lazy. You know, I'm like I'll just get something else. But that was kind of one of my biggest reasons for doing it. One was to like be eating healthy, but two was to really get myself to be a little more independent and be like kind of like expand my diet. You know, let's try this. And see if I can do it. And it also helped that you guys were doing it.
Thanks. All right, let's get to this new section. Well, it's not a new section.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this section called?
I think you
take
called
it or leave
it.
Take it or leave it.
I think it should be called Love It or Leave It.
Ooh, all right.
Or Like It or Leave It.
That one's like either I love it. Like I could take something I don't love.
Love it, like it, leave it.
Love it, leave it, may.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I got these things called RX bars. They are for the listeners at home.
Yeah, that's the flavors because I've had one of those flavors already.
Yeah, you can get them at Trader Joe's. I have 4, so I guess 3 will be eaten and 1 will be left.
It's hot.
But here's what they say on the front. They say, I'll just read one. This is mixed berry. It says 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates, no BS. Ooh. RX bar, 12 grams protein. So it's just like a bar. Yeah, I almost said granola bar, but it's that kind of bar, you know?
Like a protein
bar? It almost looks like a Cliff Bar type of packaging.
Right, it looks like a Cliff Bar packaging, but it's completely Whole30 compliant, which is unbelievable. And in fact, I ordered a bunch on Amazon, and there's literally I got really into them, and it was probably a waste of money, but I ordered like a 30-pack, and there's literally a way you can get them, like a variety called Whole30 compliant, and they give you a variety pack that are Whole30 compliant. That's awesome.
See, this stinks because they sponsor podcasts.
Yeah.
They're not sponsoring us. It sounds like we're getting paid for them.
That's really funny.
Maybe we'll send them an email.
I love these. Like they were really good. I was like,
I only had I had a few. I had a couple of those pumpkin ones at the tail end of my Whole30.
Yeah. So the flavors I got are mixed berry, blueberry, pumpkin spice, which is seasonal, really good, and coconut chocolate. So I'll let you guys pick because
I'll pass on the blueberry.
Okay, my favorites are definitely these two, but I eat. Or sorry, for those who don't, that is the pumpkin spice and the coconut chocolate are my favorites.
I'll take the pink one. Which one is that?
Mixed berry.
Okay, I'll take the blue one. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take the pink one.
Are you sure? Yeah. I don't need this one.
No, I don't want the pumpkin one.
You don't want the chocolate?
Is that Whole30 compliant?
It is.
I'll try it. I feel like this is the best one. I feel like this is the best one. I don't want to try the best one.
It is. Chris, you should have the pumpkin.
Yeah, let's do half. I don't want the pumpkin.
Yeah, but me and you can we'll figure it. How about we all just take a bite?
What are you getting, Andrew?
Yeah, we'll just take a bite. I'll probably go with the blueberry.
Okay.
So Chris got the pumpkin spice.
So
Alex got the.
It looks like it is Whole30 compliant.
It says no BS, but looking at it now, it looks like there might be some BS involved. I'm not sure how truthful this packaging is.
It is. It's like
it's hard to the touch.
The texture is really difficult.
I'm gonna go in for a chomp.
It tastes like a powder.
I chipped my tooth on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to really eat. So see what you think.
Andrew's looking something up on his phone.
No, I'm gonna. I hope my phone doesn't die. I want to get this for the Instagram.
Oh, there's a razor blade in mine. Andrew, is this a trick or a treat?
My phone died. Can we use your phone for the Instagram? I want to get Instagram of us eating the RX
the
bars.
podcast sponsor RX bar. No, I'll tell you.
That's pretty good.
It tastes like a candy bar.
It
It's so
does,
good.
right? It's really good. It's actually really probably shouldn't eat the whole
Instagram
thing.
story or
Like a boomerang, I think.
folks, check out Instagram today for the boomerang.
Yeah, we're not gonna edit this out or anything.
Get one of me and Chris doing a big old chomper. Ready?
Okay, ready?
Here we
Set.
go. 3, 2.
All right.
How was that big old chomper?
Good chomper.
Yeah, when you guys hear the silence on the podcast, you'll know
That's
Fan-
that's when the chomper was taken.
Fans at home.
Chris, you
Can I try a
already.
piece of that?
Chris had his. It was in
Break off
Chris's
a
mouth the
booba.
whole time. So the
What?
boomerang is just Alex like eating it, but Chris is just
I didn't
looking
know-
at the
I thought we were
camera.
just
It's in his
taking a
mouth.
picture.
Here,
That's
pass
right.
me.
It's pretty good.
Was that a blueberry one?
Yeah. Want to try the blueberry?
Yeah, give me a little hunk of that.
All right. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty good.
And this section was called Love It or List It, right?
That's probably why I was thinking of it.
I liked it. I like
Like
this
it, love
chocolate
it,
one a
leave it?
lot. I think
Chocolate
this
one's really good.
Chocolate one's a love it. Pumpkin, a May.
Pumpkin is my favorite flavor.
Pumpkin is pretty good.
But I
They're
like
all-
pumpkin
they're all
flavored
good. They
everything.
remind me of like the Lara bars. That kind of same
Pumpkin-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a similar texture. It's a little harder to eat
Almost
than
more
Lara bars.
filling though, because
Yeah.
they're very dense.
When I
It's-
started having these for breakfast, like I was thinking of having this and like my grain-free granola if I decide to have like almond milk,
Yeah.
and that's a Whole30 compliant meal. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Or I could just have eggs, you know. So
Oh, great! Or just eggs. That's so cool. All right. Well,
yeah, I could go through these incredible lengths to get a Whole30 meal, or just have eggs.
Love it or list it.
all right. Should we rate the Whole30?
Yeah.
I think it's time.
All right.
It's finally time.
So for the folks at home, this is our rating section. I got so much food in my mouth.
Me too.
now.
I will say maybe I'm listening because it's still
It
stuck in
gets
my
stuck
teeth.
in your teeth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
gonna
that though.
list
Save a little bit for later.
Little snack.
it's actually really funny because the last time we did Love It or Leave It with those
It's
like
not
Dove
love
bars,
it or leave it. It's take it or leave it.
whatever with those Dove
Ben
bar
Jerry's?
things you got us.
Yeah.
We tried it and we were all like, "This is really good. This is really good." And then we're just like, it's getting like it's like not good anymore. It's annoying.
Yeah, progressively
And then
worse.
as soon as the podcast ended, I was gonna leave it.
Really?
Yeah,
I left. I think I would leave that one too.
Yeah.
I'll take this one though. This is a good one.
yeah. I love
That's
our
pretty
RX
good.
bars. They're really good.
All right.
right.
So we do ratings of our challenge, hobby, or activity on a scale of 1 to 10. Then we give it a yay or nay if we're gonna stick with it or not.
So what are we calling yay or nay?
So
on
I would
this
say
one?
yay or nay is the Whole30 adjacent. If
Okay.
you guys don't mind. Just
Oh,
like
I thought it was. Are we gonna do Whole30 again? I feel like we should say both.
Yeah, let's do both.
oh,
All right.
okay. I feel like yeah. All right. Yeah, say both. Why not?
Yeah.
Andrew, you want to start?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm chewing. Fuck.
Chris, you want to start? Oh, he's
Oh,
chewing
he's
too.
chewing.
All right.
Alex, you wanna start?
Let me take a bite.
No, I'll go. So yeah, I really enjoyed my experience with the Whole30. It was really tough.
You gotta swallow first.
There we go. But it was good. It was like it really pushed myself, I guess. As weird
Yeah.
as that is, it was something incredibly out of my comfort zone, and I was
mean-
able to, what?
The fans are saying no. We don't do challenges. This is our hardest
Bring
challenge
it.
yet.
This
Yeah.
was
by
a, yeah.
far.
This was the biggest commitment. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I like that we always said, like I feel like the whole time we're just like the fans need this, but it was really just us being
Yeah.
like we just wanted to say like, all right, no one can ever say
Yeah.
if we don't take
No
this
one really
seriously.
criticizes
But
it.
that's true. Like no one
Yeah.
criticizes us, but it was still like a pride thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this for the.
We
Right.
do get
podcast.
those email after email.
No
So-
do you have
challenges.
do you have no pride?
So I really did enjoy it. It was tough. The beginning was really hard. I remember the point where I stopped counting every day that I was doing Whole30, which was about a week in. That was like a good feeling. Actually, it might have been 10 days in, where I
was
just
gonna
kind of
say,
forgot.
You famously can't count to 11, so it might have something to do with
Yeah,
that.
you're 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, and then I quickly got to 25 was when I started counting
Weird.
again.
Yeah.
Because it really did drag at the end, too. For me,
Right,
and I think
I
a
would
big
agree.
problem, or well, maybe it's different then, but for me, it was because you guys were done.
Yeah.
And that was really tough to be like, okay, because we started recording at that point too, and I was the only we did record a couple times where we were all doing Whole30, and then when we recorded when I was the only one doing Whole30,
me
and it
Chris
was
had like mayonnaise on our
yeah, it
on
was
our
just
lips.
tough. You were certainly taunting me,
For sure.
and it was it was a lot of work. It was really rewarding, and overall, I would say yay on doing it again, and my reasoning is that I think I would like to do this. The next time I would do this, I think I'll take it really seriously. I think I would have no alcohol, no cheating at all. And I think I'd like to do it much later in life, like when I would say like, even if I'd say like when I'm married, but like with no kids or something,
Right.
like at a point where I can just kind of, I've got my life much more figured out and I can kind of just like make this change to stay healthy at a point where it's a little more necessary. Whereas right now in my 20s, it's like kind of whatever.
I do think I feel like it would be easier to do now than it would be like when you have a family or something.
When you have a family, yes, but when you have like
with just a wife,
partner who can
they
just
can
kind
do
of
it
like
too.
figure it out. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. And then for Whole30 adjacent, I think I'd like to do it, but I've been eating pretty unhealthy since the Whole30. I feel like we all talked about that, how it was just like a quick way to be like, oh, well, I just ate so healthy forever and now I can do whatever I want. So I do think it's a good idea. I don't know if I can say yay because like I probably won't take that answer seriously. You know what I mean? But I certainly, what I'll say is that this experience has got me to make more conscious decisions about what I'm eating. For instance, like I don't really want to have fast food anymore, and I don't want to have like potato chips.
Wait, you said to me earlier in the week that you think of like Subway a lot differently now.
I do.
What does that mean?
It's just that like it honestly like doesn't appeal to me as much as it did because
you don't see it as healthy, or do you
well,
mean
like
it's
I
just,
never
like,
really
bad?
saw it as healthy, but yeah, I just feel like
It's not good.
I just feel like I wouldn't
foot
think
of bread
it would
is a
taste
lot of bread.
really that
Yeah.
good anymore. Like,
yeah,
it's
I
just
agree.
like-
No, I agree. I just didn't know because you said like I'll save
I
it
did
for
say
the
that. Yeah,
pod.
I forgot to mention that. But really, the Whole30 has made me kind of like
I wasn't sure if it was like you just figured out about
disparage.
Jared or...
No, I just started not liking fast food. Really, like it was just kind of stopped liking
But
it.
that's what they say. You start craving healthy foods.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Start trying some nuts
So-
on your salad.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, this was
Sounds
a
good.
So
long
what'd you give
review.
it out of 10?
I'll give it. That's really tough, actually.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give it a 7.5. I think
So you give it a 7.5 yay and a nay.
yeah,
somehow.
basically. I think everyone should do this, but not really. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like everyone's got to do this, but at the same time, like I don't think there's a single type of person that wouldn't benefit from this.
Yeah,
if that
I
makes
agree with
sense. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Chris?
A lot of the same things as Andrew said. I think it was all in all a good experience. Learned a lot about myself. Well, more I think the biggest takeaway for me was just like
This is Chris's review of the book Eat, Pray, Love.
It got me to cook a lot more, which I like. And it's not like I wasn't cooking beforehand, but it's like now it got to the point where if I'm out with friends or I've like just hanging with my girlfriend, instead of going out to eat, we'd just be like, why don't we just make a meal? And it's like that's fun. That was something I enjoyed.
Definitely. We talked about that in the cooking episode a little bit. Yeah.
It is just like a fun hobby, and I think that's something that like came from this. The biggest problem was just like there were times where I'd be like hungry. Like I said, I was training for half marathon, so there'd be days where I'd go on like a long run, and usually after that, like I'll have like some pizza or like something like
Something you don't have
a
to
little
think
treat,
about.
or even just like a protein shake, or, like some way to get calories in. But now it's like spinach again.
Yeah.
So that was kind of tough, but I'd say would I do it again? I think not anytime soon.
That's what I said,
I wouldn't
like
do
10
like
years or more.
if I'm gonna do it again, it's not gonna be for a while. Especially, and I like what Andrew said. Like if I am gonna do it again, it's gonna be like full on,
Yeah.
because I don't like the idea of being on like a longish term diet. Like I don't want to be like, oh, I'm paleo forever. Oh, I'm trying to do this and this. It's like just eat generally healthy. That's live the Whole30 adjacent lifestyle. Which boom, I'm signing off on.
Yeah.
And I've been off it for a few weeks, the Whole30, but I've been somewhat Whole30 adjacent. I don't think I've had a glass of milk since. Just like stuff like that. Like I haven't I don't buy bread at my house, so it's not something I eat.
Yeah, I haven't really been eating like desserts.
Yeah.
I did have a pint of Ben & Jerry's like the day
I remember that,
stopped the Whole30.
I don't even think of it. Yeah, so it's like it's just not part of my life that much. I don't know. So will I do the Whole30 again? Not anytime soon. Whole30 adjacent. Sign me up during the week for sure. Also, that's another big one. Like if my friends,
I think that's the part of the adjacent. Is
definitely.
Like,
exactly.
You gotta let loose a little bit. On the weekends,
and rating, I'm not gonna be as generous as Andrew for sure. It was hard and
really
not
hard.
fun and sometimes limiting. Going straight down the middle, a 5.
Yeah.
5 yay?
A 5.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe later.
Maybe,
Whole30.
Similar to me.
Yeah.
But the reason I gave
and
it so
nay.
high is because I just felt like I learned a lot about myself, and it was very, well, like, actually, though.
Yeah.
And it was just very, like, rewarding, is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, it really sucked, but it was rewarding.
I would
Just
agree
like
with
a
all
break.
that. I would
Alex.
pretty much agree. Like Chris said, you get all these like fad diets that you have to stick with in life, but everyone's like, oh, I can't cut out this for my diet, I can't cut out that for my diet. Kind of doing the Whole30, you realize like you're fine cutting out that stuff for your diet.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to eat bread anymore. There's never a point in the 30 days where I was like, oh, where's my brown rice? You know?
That's funny. It actually was surprising where, like, I would say I really wanted pizza and like grilled cheese or something, which was weird because we said that none of us ever eat grilled cheese.
That was
we
a
still
funny
want a grilled
conversation
cheese.
we had.
But actually at a certain point, I literally did stop craving those foods. Like, I would be excited to like come home and have an apple and almond butter.
Yeah.
Like, it was really strange.
but we said it before, like I loved bananas. Like I had so many bananas and it was so good. I would get so mad when like my banana would get just past the perfect ripeness. I would freak out, but it was because it was so good, you know?
Yeah.
But like where are the negatives in the Whole30, you know? Or at least Whole30 adjacent.
Yeah.
You know? If you're aware of your diet, then you're making healthy choices, then you're gonna have a great life, you know, if you feel great doing it.
Yeah.
So it was challenging, but by far worth it. Like, no doubt about it. I think it was worth it. Like you said, I mean, I think everyone should try it. Like, there's no one that would not benefit from it unless you have major health issues and you need, I don't know, ice cream every day or something.
Yeah. Like what you were saying about your girlfriend, Chris, if you're a vegetarian, doing Whole30 would suck.
But
yeah, it just doesn't really make sense.
You have to like, at some point, like you have to weigh out your priorities. Like, if she's a vegetarian, that's great. But if she wants to like try out a different diet or whatever, and it's not vegetarianism isn't that like much a priority that she can't do 30 days, then she could try it out and like you said, learn something about herself.
I mean, I'll try to be a vegetarian for a month, maybe at some point.
Yeah. Not on the podcast.
Save it.
Please don't say that into your microphone.
Save it for your own podcast.
Do you guys think that this was harder than vegan or no?
Hey, let me finish my rating. This was, I think,
harder than
vegan was harder. Vegan was harder.
I agree.
Because I feel like I ate almost pretty similar to this.
Do you think
just
this was
with
harder,
cheat
Chris?
days?
I'd say this was harder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'd say this was harder, but like I felt healthier doing it. You know, what I mean?
Vegan was.
I think this was
vegan was so hard.
This was less restrictive, but
even for 7 days. It was
7 days, it was
so
harder
hard.
than 30 days of Whole30.
I
I thought. But yeah, so I thought it was great. I am going to try to do Whole30 adjacent, which I have not been doing since.
Same. I'm like motivated.
But I really want to now. 8 yay!
Wow. Crazy.
That's it.
All right.
8 yay.
Jeez.
You want to
just call it?
Yeah, I feel like we should call it.
All right.
We'll come back with what's on your mind next episode.
Yeah, we'll do what's on your mind next time.
This one went a little long.
Yeah.
We went long. We had a lot to say about
Whole30.
Whole30.
Get off my
talking
chest.
about bananas for the last hour and 12 minutes.
We should say if you emailed in responding to mine and Alex's bonus episode, thank you so much. Yeah, we got some great responses.
A lot of tips,
and we're going to respond to everyone individually. So thank you guys for the advice.
I even emailed in. I wasn't there. For it,
Chris emailed in.
If you have anything to say about the Whole30, don't hesitate to email in. I need a hobbypod@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's been really great hearing from the fans.
And Chris, you want to hit him with the plugs then?
I guess I'll hit him with the plugs.
We'll wrap it up here.
So, if you like this episode, should try the Whole30, honestly.
Yeah, I hope this is one of the few Whole30 podcasts.
Yeah.
I bet there's at least 30. Go onto our website, ineedahobbypod.com. You can find all our episodes, our Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, I Need a Hobby Pod. Buy a t-shirt. They still up? They're probably still up.
Hit us up on our shop, ineedahobbypod.com.
I'm wearing the t-shirt right now.
Yep.
Not actually, but I could say that because you guys can't see me.
Not even wearing a t-shirt.
And if you want to buy RX, RX bars, buy it on ineedahobbypod.com/Amazon.
Yeah. So I guess they are a sponsor somewhat.
I think I did do that.
And if you leave us a review, if you like the RX bars, let us know via iTunes review, 5 stars.
Just write 5 stars. I love the pumpkin flavor.
They're so good. They're so good.
All right. I'm going to go finish my RX bar.
Yeah,
see you next week.